All right, we're live. Let me see if it shows up on my channel. Hopefully it does. Do. And there we are. Mother's Day weekend. So to any moms out there, happy Mother's Day. Got some buddies coming to join me. They might be a little bit late. So yeah, should be a fun time though. Turnings by Turner. What's going on, brother? Hope you're having yourself a good weekend. Adam B, what's up? How's it going? We got a few more guys joining me tonight. Should be a fun time. Oh, power was out all day. I hate that. I'll be honest, when I moved, like anytime it even rains, my power goes out. In my old house, it maybe went out 4 or 5 times the 12 years I was there. Built over bought. So you're slumming it. Yep. In my little underneath the step here workshop. Neither works at Encompass Health. I was given the shirt by someone. Thank you for joining us, Falcon 16. I'm not sure if Encompass is even a thing anymore, to be honest with you. Got a car part and the threads inside it were garbage. Must have been a defect. Now I got to wait even longer with no ride. Dude, that sucks, man. Oh, Brad. I was going to say, once they jumped on, I'm happy I found some people to do a live stream, but they definitely weren't my first choices, if you know what I mean. No, but in all honesty, I'm excited to have these guys on. Can't wait for them to get here. Still at work? You keep hustling there, BW? That's right. Your work schedule is different than other folks. How's it going, Zaphiel? But yeah, Adam B, that I just sold my Kia Borrego a little while ago and oil filter housing unit. That's a one that sucks. You definitely need that. And it was about 15 years old, and every weekend I was fixing something on it, and I can't do that. We need 2 vehicles to get the kids everywhere. So I had to buy a new vehicle. I have not seen Brad doing a YouTube video in a while, just TikTok. He's killing it on TikTok. I'm telling you, his tongue wax, Brad's tongue wax or whatever. I don't know how I'll tell my camera to stop. Hopefully it'll stop there. Okay, won't follow me anymore. We're good. The dude's crushing it though. He doesn't need YouTube. And also, I mean, I didn't do it for practically the first year I moved into this house, and probably a little bit before that, because I didn't have any spots to do it. But with the kids and stuff, getting older, it's harder and harder to find time. So I pick a day and, I just try to do a few videos per day. Well, obviously, he's got a full-time job. It's like his dream job. It's one he's talking to about doing for a long time. I mean, he has a full-time job. He has kids. He has his own product line, and on top of that, he's doing TikTok. And on top of that, he does like trade shows and stuff. So, and I'm pretty sure he was at one today. And he builds stuff for that. So, I mean, the dude's just constantly busy. That's one thing I'll say with like YouTube and stuff, though. Even if you get big, I don't know how you could. I mean, in more of our blue collar space and all that, stop working, because then like you kind of don't have any relevancy in the actual what people are doing these days. So I don't know. I bet you have to go to get full-time YouTubing. It would be like 10 million subscribers probably. But I do hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. Here we got the busy man backstage, but I'll wait till he comes into focus because, yep, here we go. Yep, that's the Brad I know, the one I love.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. I can't remember. Does everything sound okay? Because I got fans running. I can't remember if I'm supposed to have headphones in or
No, you sound fine to me. The audience would have to tell us because I'm not using headphones and I got fans and a fish tank and a clock. So,
man, been a while.
Yeah, they can deal with it though, I think. What kind of grinder is that back there?
What's that?
And behind you, the grinder? Is that a grinder?
Hold on one second. I'm trying to figure. I don't know how to work my computer either. I don't know where my volume is. Hold on.
100K and what sort of channel you have is definitely a livable wage. All depends on the views, I guess. CP the Tool Addict with $1.99. I appreciate it. Super chat. Thanks for hopping in here, buddy. Everyone says sounds clear and fine, or sounds clear, fine is debatable. Okay. And that's built over bot.
Maybe that's as high as my audio goes.
Craig's Tech Talk quit doing stage lighting and is full-time YouTube.
Yeah, man, you got it. What's up with them little blue light background stuff? You look like a vlogger.
That's actually my fish tank. So they have this came with the house. I had a 50-gallon, but this thing's like 150. And I bought these lights, and they do like the course of the day, the sunrise to sunset. So I don't have to like mess with it. I didn't know that until like a year into them.
Yeah.
So I would always turn them on in the morning, turn them off at night.
Well, that's pretty cool. Did you actually moved houses?
Yes, I did.
Man, like when you said you wanted to have a live stream and catch up or whatever you called it, it really made me think. Like I haven't watched hardly any videos. Like I'll peek in and I'll say, "Oh, Neil made a video," But it's been probably 3 or 4 months since I've popped onto your channel. And anybody's really.
Yeah, we were talking about you actually, but like you have a full-time job, you have kids, you have your own product line. Pretty sure you did a show today, right?
Yeah.
and then you know you have a lot of different things you got going on. So I think TikTok's pretty easy for you to get a quick
That,
video out.
that's literally the only reason I do it is because it's so damn easy.
Yeah, I just want to say what's up, 410 Auto Tech. Long time no see. We got Brandon from BS Small Engines in here. We got
I'm remembering now. I'm remembering to get the chat on my phone. That way I can. It's going to take me a minute.
That's right. It doesn't show up on your end, but it shows up on mine. I heard Brad is working on a lingerie line. Yeah, all wood too. For men.
Definitely.
Social Blade gives TmM $11 to $172 a month. I can tell you right now, I have officially made. I've been, what is that, monetized for 2 years, and I've gotten $400. So the $11 is about correct. Brad kills it on any platform. That's yeah, your wood turning channel too. You got that going on.
I'm actually not going to post to there anymore. I made a video 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, you told us about it, but never released it.
Yeah, because I put it. I was like, I'm gonna edit this myself. It's real quick. It's real easy. It's just me talking in the shop saying, "Hey, you're gonna see some woodworking on this channel now, along with tool reviews, but it does, you know, I'm not just basically it's called Brad's Workbench, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. But I'm still gonna do tool reviews and just saying, hey, I want to come back and you know do what I was doing, and then I never did it.
Dude, life comes at you fast, that's for sure.
Right. But I'm still planning to. Actually, it's kind of a cursing and a blessing. The full-time shop I work at has slowed down a little bit, so we're working 4 days a week now.
Okay.
Which isn't a big deal. You know, I can make up 1 day's pay a week pretty easy.
Yeah, and you can focus on other things, right?
But I'm trying. My goal is to film a video at least every other Friday.
Yeah, that'd be a good goal to set.
So just try to get back into things, and you know, I'm sure I'll never be the every week creator like I once was, but you know,
you might one day slip back into it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you have no idea how many other wood turning channels on TikTok I've seen promote your tongue wax oil or whatever.
I know, like, it's kind of cool, ain't it?
It is. It's awesome because I'm like, I know that dude. I also was thinking today, I remember before you changed the name to Brad's Woodworking Channel, it had a different name to it and used to troll us. And like, we kind of suspected it might be someone we knew, but we didn't know.
What was that? I don't remember either, but I know what you're talking about.
It used to be R-rated woodworking.
Yeah. R-rated or rated R wood turning.
Yeah, and you'd pop into our lives and just like talk with us.
Yeah, I remember that now.
I still get some YouTube money, maybe like $100 every 4 months. That's pretty much where I'm at. 410 Auto Tech. I was wondering where Brad went for a while. Now you know. Yeah, Zaphael has a farm now.
Oh wow.
He's living that. I will say, if I didn't have, well, if I wasn't established where I'm at, I would pick up and buy land somewhere. You know,
I would love to if I had money.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like we were looking into buying a house right after COVID or so. But then damn Putin went starting his war and shit. And everything just scared me. Like everything in my gut was saying, don't do it. Don't do it just yet. And the housing prices were sky high then as well. So now we're just kind of stuck now. But I mean, the place I got, yeah, it's got a shitty shop, and it really does hold me back on far as what I can make and stuff like that. But it's cheap rent comparatively.
And
And
your landlord's pretty cool, I take it.
what's that?
Is your landlord pretty cool?
One more time.
Your landlord.
They're old, so they leave us alone.
That's
Like,
always nice.
They're old, and they own a bank in our town, or owned a bank in our town at one time. They own all the property around them. They basically just rent this house to pay the property taxes, I'm sure.
Hey, not a bad deal for both of you.
No.
You could start like another TikTok channel that's just called what, like 8x10 wood shop or something. Like, you ever see that was it the 13-3 bridge? There's like a bridge, it's like, or maybe I forget what the height is, but it's like 13 feet 3 inches. But this house that's by it set up a camera, and there's just trucks that just cream the top of their trailers.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
Brandon bought 5 acres in Northeast Texas last year. Regrets nothing. If I was not lazy, I would buy land.
I mean, you can't beat it. It's a good, even if you don't do shit with it, it's a good investment. Period.
Yeah, it is. For sure, man. We bought because our landlord sold the place we lived for 10 years. We had nowhere for us to go with animals, my business. Yeah, that will make you need to find a place. That's for sure.
Hey, let me come back real quick, and I'm gonna run in the house to see if I can find some headphones. Cause
yeah, do what you gotta do, man.
It's gonna be shitty having to barely hear you the whole time.
It's all good.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yep. Catch up on the chats here. He is always on my For You page, man. Every time I open TikTok, Brad's workbench is right there. It is a nice little surprise. I don't mind it. You know, with YouTube, eventually I would just like it to you know, both cover the tools I want to review and like giveaways and stuff. Well, built over bought. That's all you could ask for, man. As long as you own your shit, that's all that matters. Actually, all that matters is just you're happy where you're at. But a lot of people would kill to be in that position. 2.5 acres. That's awesome. You could do a lot with that, man. Yes, everyone definitely has different goals. I mean, life's different for everyone. That's the thing I always, you know, when you do a video, it's like walking on eggshells because you just don't want to offend people.
Boy, it's hard to find corded headphones nowadays.
I still have a pair.
I think these were some we got with a phone a long time ago or something.
Yeah, there you go. Those will work. Houses in Maryland suck for the price. Any house that's $300K or fixer. Yeah, that's a shame. 5 years, 10 months, and 18 days, and I'm gonna retire. Go play on my farm. Heck yeah, man. I'm glad you got somewhere to go. What's up? Alima 007 did you ever play N64, Nintendo 64? I'll wait till you come back. Not that Brad will listen to me, but you only live once. Don't be careless, but don't be indecisive either. If you can pay it off and it seems to be good, go for it. I appreciate the $3 super chat. Next week, I will say, just so you guys know, that watch my my tool battles. This is what's going to go up against the Hercules. It's the Metabo brushless triple hammer action, whatever they come up with, bullshit marketing. But I actually really like this Impact, the Metabo lineup. It's been fun. All right, see you, Brandon. I appreciate you stopping by.
I hate not being technological.
Well, that does happen. All right, Adam B, I'll see you in a little
I don't
bit,
know.
maybe.
Like, I'm fine with talking to you just through my computer, but I can't. Either my volume's all the way up, or I can't figure out how to turn the volume up anymore.
You can crank it if. Do I need to just yell or talk louder?
I don't. Hold on. I might disappear for a second.
Yep. Metabo. Well, I always mess it up. It's HPT, I guess. But it'll be fun. And then I am going to go out and get a Flex. They are. These are. I've the only true Metabo I used was I had an angle grinder, a corded one, but I used this set for like 6 or 7 months at work. Really liked them. I actually think I had the Fiend multi-tool or oscillating tool. By far the best one I've ever used. And I actually think the Metabo 18-volt HPT is the next best one I've ever used. BW's. I think Brad's having trouble hearing me is the issue.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I guess I'm deaf. I don't know. I've never turned the volume up on this computer. I mean, I use this computer basically to run my CNC. That's about it.
Yeah, I saw you had to replace the head on it.
Oh, the whole router burned up. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I guess the bearing
you
went.
used the piss out of that, right?
I was making a cut, and you could hear the thing going. It was running, and it was and so I ran because I was right outside the door of my shop, and I came in and shut it off, and I could smell something, like burning or something, but I figured, okay, it was burnt wood, and I stopped it, and I went to touch the collet to see if, I don't know why, just to feel the spindle, and burnt the shit out of my finger. And the whole spindle and collet was over like 200 degrees or some shit.
Holy hell, man.
Yeah, so the bearing must have just completely disappeared.
EFI Live. Built Overbot says, Brad, well, I'll just show it. There you go.
Brad must be spending too much time with the wife and is gone deaf. That's what I think. It's the kids, man. I got a 7 and a 5-year-old now. I've had to tell them that daddies have word limits for the day.
Have you do your kids have any volume control on their voice, or is it just loud?
No, they're just loud all the time.
That's how mine are. It's like I'm trying to tell them, like, inside, they have no clue what inside voice is.
No, we tell them all the time, we're right next to you.
Yeah.
We don't. But yet when they're trying to talk to you from across the house and you're sitting in your chair and you don't want to get up, then they can't yell.
Right.
No way possible could they raise their voice then.
Oh, man.
So, let me catch up with you now that I'm done fucking with my computer. I'm just going to deal with what we got here.
All right.
are you running your own business full time now?
No, I actually I backed off of that more for the security of just healthcare and all that crap. And
Yeah.
I landed a job. It's building maintenance, so it's more commercial stuff. But I have a work van, gas card, credit cards for the stores, and there's no overtime, no on call, and I make a lot more than I was at my old job.
There you go.
And
It's tough to go on your own when you have kids and a wife that depend on you, man. Like it's a whole nother level of taking the leap.
yeah, if I would have done it younger,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but like we're almost 40, and so now it's like I could do this job. Yeah, I mean, like obviously there's things I hate about this job, but the good outweighs the negative. But there's no reason why, like, once I turn 50, I can maybe start picking up some clients along the way now
Yeah.
and then get out, because then by that time they're in college and stuff. And,
That's what you hope, at least.
yeah. And then, like, from like 50 to 65 or 70, maybe I can actually make a living off of it. If I can't, then I'll just go back to doing maintenance somewhere.
Yeah, I get it, man. It's tough. It's real tough out there, and like even if you're good at the craft, let's say fixing shit, that doesn't mean you're good at business.
Exactly.
I'm terrible at keeping up with books and numbers, and you know, half the time when I put a price on something, I got a ballpark of what I spent on that and a ballpark of hours, but I'm winging it.
I mean, that's what I kind of realize is like I can do side work because that's pretty easy to price, something. But like a full realm of stuff, and I don't have like a crew of guys, it's just me.
Yeah.
So like then I'm fighting to get a job done to get to the next one. And I wouldn't want to be like a contractor or someone that like starts a job, gets halfway through, gets paid, starts on the next one, and then swings back. And you know what I mean? Like, that's what a lot of them do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you start getting employees, that's a whole nother headache, I'm sure. Like my goal as a business, if I work for myself, is just me. That's it. I have no hopes or dreams of having like a business. I just want to make enough money to basically what I'm making now, working full time and make my own schedule and be able to make my own decisions and make my own shit.
Yeah, exactly. I I think like if I could like give up a suggestion for anyone thinking about this stuff, like as I've worked through the years, I've made friends with a lot of people in like HVAC, plumbing, electricians, painters. So like and you make good friends with them. So like if they need you in a pinch, you'll come do something for them or vice versa. And that's kind of how like the blue collar guys can, you know, swing jobs here and there for the most part. I WCSD, what's going on? 410 Auto Tech wants a sugar mama. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, now that I'm out of the oil field, my wife actually does make more than me.
Does she?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the only thing that is the reason I'm able to,
do what you
work
do
in town. But yeah, I saw this comment earlier. You do get to make your own schedule. You get to work 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean that's like things you have to like outweigh is like, now you're not gone for how long, right? You get to
My
be
big
around.
thing, my big thing with wanting to make my own schedule. I know business owners work the dog shit out of them, and the oil field kind of taught me that I can work 16-hour days if I have to. I don't want to. But what I like is the freedom to come and go. Let's say, because like right now, I get off of work. If a typical week, I'll get off of work, pick up the girls, bring them home, hang out with them for a couple hours, and then when they go to bed, I come back out to the shop.
Okay.
It's kind of like you get to choose when you work more
Yeah.
than how much you work. Let's say that.
Yeah, like kind of like with my job now, like I said, there's no overtime. It doesn't mean like it's a salary job, so like they don't pay you overtime, but there's plenty of times where I've stayed over, like I should get off at 4:45, but I've rolled home at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Doesn't happen often, but also my boss will, I'll be like, hey, remember that time I stayed till I want to leave today at this time? And it's like, all right, go ahead, So sometimes that stuff balances out like that.
Yeah, as long as like as long as you have a good relationship with your employer, you can do stuff like that. So.
That's the biggest thing is don't burn bridges as much as you want to. Just don't, because like you never know when the tables could turn on you. So I've never like left a job to.
See, that's what I'm pretty good at because I usually don't realize when people don't like me or are pissed off at me or anything like that. I'm just oblivious to that kind of shit. So,
like the last job I was at, like I left on. I gave him a 2-week notice, but I worked like a little over like a month still. But it was right at the beginning of turnover season, which is our busiest season. So without saying fuck you, that was my little fuck you. But I still talk to them and stuff, the owners, and it is what it is. They actually got rid of my position because they couldn't fill it.
So who takes care of their maintenance and shit?
Well,
contractors.
Yeah, pretty much that. And like, so there's like 2 companies, and I was the head maintenance guy at the one, and there's the other. So the other company, like, I guess sometimes their maintenance guys will come in and jump in when they need to, but I think a lot of the stuff's contracted out now, which is another,
Well, I mean, you see people having trouble hiring for just the trades, period. Knowing a single craft and, maintenance position, you got to know a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and
definitely imagine.
When I started there, I started at $14 an hour. And like looking back, I wouldn't get out of bed for at least 25 for that job.
I don't blame you.
But I haven't been following the chat. I don't know if I'd open my own shop, having kids and them getting sick and picking up from school and daycare at any given time. Yeah, it'd be rough. There's this one guy on TikTok, Check Engine Chuck, and he's a mechanic, but he had like a mobile diagnostic business, diagnostician, but he also had his own shop, but he just couldn't find like competent people to run the shop while he was because he's really good at like troubleshooting electrical problems, but he ended up having to close his shop up because he just couldn't find anyone.
Damn. See, that's why I don't think I could run a business and depend on other people.
No, we would be the guys that would like try to do that, but still have our hands in everything. But you can't.
Well, I'm not good at managing people. Like I'm good at managing a select few people. Like somebody that doesn't get their feelings hurt too much, because I'm sure you've seen by now, and everybody in the chat knows that I just say shit, and I don't mean it as bad or rude. Lots of times it's how I feel at the time. And there's either people that will really respect that, or there's people that hate me. And most of the time, it's the people that hate me until they really get to know me, usually, or they just hate me. Period.
Yeah.
But so I don't think I would be a good boss at all.
Well, yeah, I don't know. There's like, yeah, you have to balance people's emotions is basically what.
What you got there? Is that a Zen?
Yeah.
Dude, I was trying to use that. What flavor you got? Peppermint? I got the wintergreen and the coffee. I'm trying to. Cool, man. You're on the 3 milligram.
Yeah, well, so in June I'll be 2 years off of chewing tobacco. But I still need this.
I mean, that's a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, my wife's still a little mad that I still do that, but I'm like, listen, I quit chewing tobacco. This is still a better alternative. One day we'll get there.
My thing, like, man, I've just my teeth and my mouth period are just fucking wrecked. Like,
Yeah, mine are too. Like,
it's
I haven't chewed in 2 years, like legit, and my pockets down below sometimes will just get like sore, like
yeah.
they still hurt. But I just went to the dentist; everything was fine. Um, the boxing guy.
Semi-competent.
I'm a regional service manager, and finding semi-competent people is nearly impossible. Shit is crazy. It absolutely, like, I mean, no
You know
one
what?
wants to work, and the
What
people
I've
that
seen with the young people is they don't know how to problem solve. Period. Like they don't even think. They don't even attempt to think.
there was, so my father-in-law, he's a mechanic, and he's like, well, now he has a different, he works for a different company, but his one company, he was like, on the road service, heavy machinery and stuff. And he drove by one of his employees, a younger kid, that was like sitting on a bridge for 3 days straight. And so finally he pulls over up behind him, and he's like, what's the issue here? And I guess the kid was trying to YouTube how to fix the problem on this, what is some sort of lift or something, right? So he's like, here, come on, I'll help you. And like the kid was like really hesitant to even accept his help. But it's like, we got it done in like 2 hours. But I'm like, did he learn anything? He goes, probably not. I tried to let him do stuff, but like, yeah, they don't have that like I was green when I started maintenance, but like I would listen to the older guys.
Or at least pay attention to what they're doing.
Right, exactly. And then like it's pretty quick to pick up on. Like it's not rocket science or anything like
Yeah.
that. We got junk from work in the house.
What's
A
that guy been
Canadian.
doing? I heard he's like a big time contractor now.
Yeah, dude, he stole my life. He said, I'm gonna steal Neil's life, and just, and now I live vicariously through him.
I think that's pretty much it. But
Right?
has he picked up the Ryobi tools yet?
Yeah, I think that's what he's running.
I bet.
Like literally, but he doesn't have any blue, I don't think.
No.
And they all want $40 per hour with no skill set. See, like if you don't have any skills, you're probably going to be in the $20 to $25 range.
Well, it depends on your region.
Yeah, that's true.
I make half as much as I can make an hour down the road in Houston, but it's fucking Houston.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like I'm not a city person. Like I don't know how they live there with like the houses just on top of each other. Like,
I mean, when me and my wife we moved to Houston because of her job, and I was in the oil field, so I could live anywhere. When we first got married, and we lived there 2 to 4 years, I can't remember exactly, until we had our first kid, basically, and then we got out of there. But it's fine if to me, if you don't have kids, and you're single and you're still going out partying and drinking and wanting to do stuff at night, it's great.
Yeah.
But now, like my wanting to do stuff at night is wanting to come home.
Exactly. 100%. Like, I don't want to go anywhere, really.
I have many a weekends where I park my truck on Friday and it don't move till Monday.
Yeah. George is getting his new work truck on Monday. That's awesome.
What you getting, man? What you getting? Like an F550?
Yeah.
Or no, it's probably all electric up there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Canadaland.
Yeah.
I think they just buy U-Hauls. He sent a picture the other day where there's like 50. There's some truck that was crashed, and there's about 50 U-Haul trucks, and I'm like, maybe that's the issue. And then he goes, well, all those U-Haul trucks were ours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, a U-Haul would make a pretty good damn work van. You could set some cabinets up inside of it.
Oh, you can make a whole shop in there.
Get you a nice lift gate.
It
could fit my shop.
It could, yeah. You buy the right size. I work in maintenance and city government for 25 years. The guys they hire today don't want to work. They fill in for the morning guy and sit in maintenance room all day. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like, I'm not complaining about the younger generation. I've seen some good kids actually come up from it, but like, I don't know, like even kids my age, they spend more time trying not to do work than just doing the work.
Well, have you ever seen I saw it was either on TikTok or YouTube. There's a history of people don't want to work these days, and like they've been saying it since like the 20s.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So I think it's. I mean, every generation thinks the generation below them is going downhill. It's gone on since the dawn of time, but I think it's more that different generations tend to prioritize different things.
Well,
and we don't see that as easily.
Without getting into the political part of it, but I think the older generations see the debt of that we're in, and the only way you're going to work out of it is to work out of it. And it sucks, but it's kind of what we have to do in order to make anything better. So, cannot find guys. $25 an hour gets you someone who can show up and kind of read a tape measure. I'll be honest. So like, I can't read tape measures. So like, if I have one without, like, I do kind of know where the stuff is. Like, obviously quarters, half inch, and then you can go from like 5/8 and all that. But like, I'll do like 3 1/4 and 2 lines. But everything I cut is dead on, man. I'm like,
hey, as long as you got a system that works for you, it's just lines on a stick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm comfortable with having cheater tape measures. If I don't have one, I'll use the 1 line, 2 line, 3 line system.
I use the Fast Cap one, and it's got the fractions written out on it. And honestly, I always felt like a bitch for using it, but it just helps me make less mistakes.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
My thing was always mixing up 11/16 and 13/16.
Yeah.
I always swap them up. I don't have that problem now. So I guess I got old enough to not give a shit.
And then also, like, you've obviously probably done this because you work in a shop, but if you have 2 guys that don't know the tape measure like a machinist, but like one has a fractional tape measure and the other one doesn't, that is a shit show.
I bet.
Because then they're saying like 11 and 5/8, and you're like, how many lines is that? sad thing is our city is 3 times as both our neighboring cities and the county. Um, yeah, you think you find some workers there. 2018 Tundra. I told one of my buddies I was buying Japanese. It's actually made in America. It's probably the most American made vehicle because I think it's all made here.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure. The money goes back to Japan, but it's like, all right, so here's another one. People argue the whole buy Milwaukee tools, but then people be like, well, they're all made in China, the cordless tools, right? And then they hate Harbor Freight, and it's like, well, Harbor Freight's all made in China, but they employ how many people here? It's an American company. It's just like all the rest of them.
Tell me how much you laughed to yourself when Harbor Freight started coming back with the coupons.
So I'm in a different situation though. Like, how close is your closest Harbor Freight?
45 minutes now.
Is that round trip or just one way?
One way.
All right, but you're in Texas, so that's a short drive for you guys, right?
No, but yeah.
No. Well, like mine's like an hour and a half round trip, so it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
And the warranty process just doesn't really appeal to me. Their tools aren't bad, but they are getting up there in price. But me personally, I was talking the other day about this, and I really liked when Stanley was in Walmart because their return policy was very easy.
Yeah.
Like with the hand tools, you literally just walked in, went up to the exchange and exchanged it, no problems. You go into Home Depot or Lowe's and try and exchange Husky, Cobalt, or Craftsman. It's like you ruin their whole day, and it's such a hard process. I mean, sometimes it's not too bad, but Walmart was literally it was easy. And if they couldn't replace it, you could send it off to Stanley and they'd have one to you in 2 days.
I'll tell you where I buy 99% of my tools now. And I hate it because I don't like the owner of the company very much. But good old Amazon, man. They get me. I did my taxes last year and spent almost $10,000 on Amazon between business supplies and tools. I mean, because by the time I factor in, if I drive to Houston to get something, there's the time, there's the gas. It's worth paying a little bit more on Amazon sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It right to your front door. I did that a lot when I owned rental properties. It was because one thing too is you have an old fridge or something, you type in the model number of a random part on there, 90% of the time it would pop up and it priced well and it's at your door the next day.
Yeah.
Old people ran up the debt. A lot of people ran up the debt. I never knew a machinist that used a tape measure. Made in Texas.
I work with one.
Does he use a tape measure?
Yeah, he uses any kind of measuring. I mean, they all have their place. You ain't going to measure something 12 foot long with a pair of calipers.
We got Chris Fullerton. I have a random question for you guys. I have a ton of tools, a little bit of everything, plumbing, auto, home maintenance, painting, metal, working, and on and on. I have a pack out. But
that's what I say. Does it go on?
As much as I like organization, it ends up taking more space that a good way. So I'll be honest with you, fit in an apartment until I buy another house. I personally never bought into those systems because it's unless if you have a service truck or something with a good enough space for it, I just use these and I make a soldering kit, an electrical kit. This is black pipe and galvanized iron fittings. And you just kind of grab as you go because for me personally, if I get a call for I don't know, let's say a leaking toilet, and when you're doing apartment maintenance, they didn't tell you, is it the supply line? Is it the bowl or the tank? Is it the, wax ring? So you'd grab a Husky bag and throw one of each in there and go from there. That's how I found working the best.
I used to, when I did a lot more variety of work, I used to have different bags for different trades, basically.
Yeah, and it's like you have. I mean, in my van like in general, you have a general maintenance bag that covers most things, and then an electrical, and then a plumbing.
But I get what he's saying about how, having things well organized really does take up a lot more space. That's why most of my drawers now, like my file cabinets and my toolboxes here in the shop, I just started piling shit in them.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and if you're actively always working on stuff, like you're just gonna have to realize that once a month you're just gonna have to like sit down one day and just reorganize and get back on track. Like, I have guys I've worked with that are like, oh, if you have a contractor that doesn't have a messy van, then they're not real contractors. It's like, I like to keep my van clean because I like to find shit in it.
See, my home shop is a mess because I just lack space, and a van very similar. But I can tell you pretty much where my most used tools are.
Exactly. You know where your stuff is, personally, but like if God forbid you drop dead tomorrow, people would go in there and be like, what the heck is going on here,
That's one thing I hate, especially even at work, is having to go search for a damn tool. You got something that's going to take 2 minutes and you need a circular saw to make one cut. But it takes you 15, 20 minutes to go find the damn thing. I can't stand
that. Here's one. I use Vito multi-bags. Vitos are great. That's what my general bag is a Vito, and it's the smaller. I think it's MCT. It has both sides, but what I do like about Vito is it really makes you think, what tools do I actually need in this bag?
Because, I'm a big small bag guy. Like, don't get a bag so big that you can't carry the damn thing.
And like, to be honest with you, like I have the Vito, but I love Husky bags, though they're now really overpriced. But even their little like 12-inch open mouth that like you can get for $5 during Christmas.
Yeah.
Like that's what I usually have. And then when I get a job, I throw the stuff that I need for it in that and then just go, And then
one of my favorite tool bags is still the Harbor Freight canvas bag. It's about probably 12-inch long, not for power tools. It won't hold power tools, but for hand tools. But it's got like 8 pockets on the outside of each side, and then it's got a big deep thing. I mean, it won't last very long, but they're so cheap, and they're so damn handy for me. I'll keep buying them.
Yeah, and like, I know the hard thing is like when you do like YouTube reviews and stuff as a channel, like I guess what people don't realize is I might review these tools, but they're usually like given away because I already have like what I need,
Yeah.
And like every time I'd get a new tech at my old job, I'd always put together some sort of just starter kit out of, tools that I just don't need. But there's a lot I keep. But like even like this Lennox knife, I like these hard body knives, and this one's a little weird, but there's a latch here and it like opens like this. It's just a cool knife. I've had it for a long time. I've lost it a few times and found it again, but
there's my daily driver.
I like that.
Tough. I mean, it's just cheap. It's skinny. It doesn't take up any room.
Yeah, just something nice and easy.
I ain't got to sharpen it. I can scrape metal with it if I want to. Fuck that blade.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess I like the I prefer the solid bodies just because of a lot of the stuff I get into, those folding ones, I usually end up, you know, using it in a bad way. But let's see, I use the bags, they don't take up space. The pack out type boxes do. I have some boxes for smaller stuff. I had the rigid pack out and I kept their organizers, but I sold the whole rolling thing because it's more like a thing. That's exactly what I've been doing. I do ships engineering on the side. I'm terrible at making job bags. I was putting too much in them. They all became everything bags.
They don't sell my bag anymore.
I am serious though. If you
That's a similar one to the bag I liked, but
oh
the
yeah,
actual
those are
bag I
nice.
get, they don't sell it anymore.
I actually picked up this Voyager one today at Harbor Freight. And like it's just a 12 incher, but it has pockets inside and outside. And like that's the type of bag that's good because you'll sit down and actually think, what do I need?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, you basically need if you're. When I was at the plant having to go upstairs and stuff, I had one big bag, like the big Klein canvas bag. I could carry power tools in if I needed to, uh, and then one small one for hand tools.
yeah, my
But now I
bag.
work in a shop, so I do prefer working in a shop now. In my older age, I'm tired of trying to find creative ways to do shit in the field. I just want the right tool
There's
to do
no
what I need to
perfect
do.
tool bag. It's just impossible to make
Yeah,
when you do so many things. And that's what I try to say on my maintenance aspect of my channel is like, you'll never build the perfect tool bag. You just have to have three good ones, one of general, one of electrical, and one of plumbing, and go from there. And it's like, or that's what's worked for me. And even those bags aren't perfect, but they're close enough. And as you get wiser at the jobs, you know exactly what you need to do certain jobs.
I actually have a bucket boss I'm about to give to a kid that's starting out on in electrical.
I really like those actually. I have one, and I ran at. I I thought it was really good for plumbing because pipe wrenches and all that crap just right
Yeah,
in the bottom, and then all your other tools. You could have a full size hacksaw in there, and
and you got a seat anywhere you go.
as much as I review power tools, I use hand tools most of the time.
Yeah,
I I don't know, like when you're doing like a doorknob or something, and you see a guy using an impact on it. It's like you kind of want to have a hand feel on that, not not speed 3 on a Milwaukee impact.
hey,
Oh,
my bag's
BW.
not small. My bag is perfectly average.
My bags are like come with the tools. I've been putting tags on them to know what's in them easier. I probably got 25, 30 bags. Yes, I'm a toolaholic. WCSD, 12 years in business. I love so much junk and parts and leftover materials. It's unbelievable. I actually, I'll have a video coming up, but behind me here is just ABS. I ran some straps and it's to clean out the fish tank because I couldn't reach it over to the sink. And then I just put a Fernco on here and it runs another piece of ABS over to the sink. And I drilled a few holes in it so I could just stick it in and clean it out. So like in all this was from a leftover job. I hang on to like a lot of things.
I have a problem myself. I actually
Or
just went through and started throwing a bunch of shit away. Like if I hadn't used like shit in the last year to year and a half, and I haven't moved it or thought about it, I just started chunking it. It gets out of hand at some point.
it does. Well, like my father-in-law, he kind of taught me a few things, but like I do. I keep like every screw and stuff that comes with things. But they do, if you have a place to put them, they'll come in handy
Oh
and
yeah,
save
no,
you a ton of money.
I got the coffee cans.
Yeah. And another tip, this is just random, but maintenance tip. If you're like doing adding new lights into an old apartment or building or something, keep the screws from the box. Don't use the new ones because they're all different sizes, and you know the ones that came out fit. Because I've gone in an apartment where a kid took down all the fixtures and threw everything away, and then I had to go find all new different, you know, bolts for that.
And there's so many metric nuts and bolts and
For the older ones, or
machine
the
screws nowadays.
yeah, it's a lot different now.
I hate the rest of the world. Why can't they just use imperial like America does? Okay.
You sound like my father-in-law.
Yeah.
I'm so used to metric in most things, but like what's more frustrating is like when you're working on your car and you have like you just remove 20 bolts, different bolts that were all metric, and then you get to an SAE and you're like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Oh snap, George is in the building. Heck yeah. Harbor Freight. Wait. I'm way behind on the chats here. I apologize, people. Harbor Freight has been neutered because of the issues with China. Their CEO deserves the pain. Hopefully, he'll change his political and product sourcing eventually. I could see Harbor Freight maybe making a shift to. I do like this whole on YouTube now, especially with mechanics. They're going on like hunting missions to find out like where things are actually made, like snap on thing, and then like finding who the actual middle or manufacturer is, and then the other companies that are using the exact same thing, and it's like $300 cheaper.
Yeah, and that info is not always easy to find either.
No, like they're doing a good job at that. It's been pretty cool to watch some of those videos. The world has too much waste. Hold on, WCSD. Well, if you hold on to it, it's not waste.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I still got a couple bed frames out of my back 40. That's angle iron, man. That's angle iron.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, I got an electric motor in my toolbox in my truck right now that I didn't even realize was back there. Like I say, it gets bad to a certain point. I grew up poor. You save the stuff that could be used because you couldn't afford to buy new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm lucky I'm not one of those farmers with a big barn. And I see the old farmers with a big barn where three quarters of it is packed with shit. And I get it, because I would be the exact same way.
Yeah. I kind of am. I mean, I haven't done a remodeling job in that wasn't my house in so long, but I'm unwilling to like sell any of those tools because I always feel like if anything does happen, I can always fall back on my abilities that way.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I feel about the lathe. I mean, granted, it's a hard way to make money, but with the lathe, you can take a log, a straight up log, and make it into money. I mean, I made really good money today at the show. Now, it's not always guaranteed, but it's an option, you know.
Well, I think you've from like when we first started talking and like you doing those shows, I think maybe you found your demographic. No?
I hate the shows. I really, unless it's Christmas time, I really only go to the shows just to keep my face, get my
They're
name out there and
present.
my face seen. Because I suck at talk. I suck at small talk.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's so awkward. It's terrible. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands. Some people I'll connect with, you know, it's just pretty much how it feels. It's like it's all handmade.
Yeah.
Ask me a question, I can answer it. But
With these ones.
I'm just not a salesman. I work in a shop alone, and I enjoy it. I don't want to go selling shit. So that's why I really would like. I'm not saying I'm going to be a YouTube woodworker because there's plenty of those out there, but I did enjoy doing YouTube more than doing craft shows. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Well,
I think while I'm working full time, I might as well look more into YouTube while I don't need money right away.
I think with YouTube, like I was talking to this guy's garage, 4am Caper, and I was like trying to get back into it, and then he was just like, he's like, you're not in the algorithm, so like he suggested, he goes, why don't you try to do 30 videos in 30 days and see how that does. So I've been on that, and it seems to be working a lot better.
Yeah.
But also, like, something clicked today. Like, I went to Harbor Freight and bought something for a video I'm going to make later. And I'm like, well, I could also make a Harbor Freight tool haul video. And then there's like other videos on top of that. And like, it finally started clicking in my head. I'm like, you can branch out and do more videos.
Yeah.
With just one thing,
And I like if I start making videos consistently, and I'm fully prepared that it's going to be a while till YouTube really starts sending them out to anybody.
Well, I took a survey yesterday on YouTube, and it was like how you feel as a creator. And I was a little bit disgruntled in it, mostly because I've seen a few smaller channels like mine, but like they're apartment maintenance guys and stuff. But like, and I started watching and enjoying, but then like you come across a video and you realize I did that 4 years ago, and it's almost like verbatim.
Yeah.
But because I was stupid and just put out videos and they had a plan of attack, their success is a lot better.
Well, I mean it's the thumbnail. The thumbnail's king on YouTube, and then you gotta at least make a halfway decent video after you get them watching. Then you gotta keep them watching for a little while, and then you just gotta get a little lucky too, or do something completely wrong and get a bunch of comments that people talk.
Well, like, yeah, that or like just one video that actually does take off,
Yeah.
But like, I forget what I was gonna say. I'll come back to it, but
I'm trying to think of my first video that actually like gained a bunch of subscribers from, and I think it was my Wen planer review, but it didn't take off till like a year after I uploaded it.
Yeah, you never know when those
It was
ones
weird.
hit.
But I've even reviewed a second Wen planer, and most of the comments I ever get now is, "Where's the update? Where's the update? Where's the update?" And I'm like, I used the thing for 2 months, and I got hired in a wood shop. I don't use it that much anymore. I can't give you an update when I barely use the thing.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. I think like you and I, well, like I'll do like, so like me personally, when I go on YouTube and look for a product that I might want to buy, I do like unboxing videos because you see exactly what you're getting. You know, like in my head, that's like, because there's not too many stores that you can go and touch, feel, and things. So you kind of got to depend on that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I try and do like initial, review videos, how I feel like the tool might do. But then you want to actually use it and test it. And like, people will be like, well, how's that holding up? It's like, I've only used it for a week. I don't know.
Oh man, I've had some Chinese company hounding me. What did they send me? I can't remember. It was something stupid too. I don't know, but they'll do like it comes to the point like if you hound me, because I always tell people before I get a tool, I've got to use the tool and I've got to feel like it's going to be quality for me to put out a review on it. And this is even just a TikTok video. And if I haven't used the tool adequately enough, I'm not going to talk about it. Now I get what you're saying with the unboxings, first impressions. That's fine, as long as you let people know, hey, I'm just picking this up.
Yeah.
This is what it feels like. There's just too many people that go into straight. Oh, this is the best tool ever because it's heavy, feels good in the hand.
Yeah. I like the switch on it, and when you pull the trigger, it goes.
Yeah. I almost did a quick video for YouTube because of this. I got these Greenworks drills over a year ago, and I was going to review them, but I actually took them to work, used them, and I love them. They work great. But then it's not the chuck, it's the switch. Won't reverse sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they the 24 volt or the 18?
Yeah. They're 24 volt. They're awesome tools. The only reason I wouldn't ever suggest them to anybody is because they just don't have much of a line. But I mean, look at the little impact. I mean, it's on Milwaukee size level. It's tiny.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're well built and everything. They're not big. They're not well known. What? Did they send even sex slaves?
I actually I bought this one impact driver. Did a video on it. It's SATA. It's $46 off Amazon for a 3-speed impact, two 2 amp hour batteries, and a quick charger. But when I opened it up, one of the batteries was completely dead, and the tool was made by Apex Tool Company.
Yeah.
So I tried 2 weeks to get a hold of them to get that resolved. I did talk to 2 people, but got the runaround. So I returned it. And then some guy in the comments was like, hey, this is actually a really great tool, and I prefer to use it over my Milwaukee Gen 3 Impact and my Rigid Subcompact. So then I was like, okay. So I went on Amazon. Price went up to $56. I bought again. Both batteries took a charge. I'm going to see how it does.
Yeah. Well, you can only give your opinion of your experience. And if somebody's not wise enough to realize that, it's kind of sad,
Right. Well, I still, at the end of the day, I can't recommend, people
But it didn't
buying.
work for you.
Right. Because I bought another well, it really wasn't cheap. It was $100 off Amazon. It was called a Duox, Dowox. Is an impact driver. It's actually really nice, but during one of my tool tests, I did a drop test and the whole bottom end cracked off. So I emailed them. I sent them pictures. And I said, I dropped the impact and it broke. And and I'm like, I really like the impact, but I can't use it anymore. I had a new one in 2 days, a whole new kit, 2 new batteries, charger. So, I like the base of it is definitely not a strong part of it where the battery and the handle meets.
Yeah.
But in terms of customer service, I mean,
Well, I'm sure the plastic, and that's the big thing I always tell people about Ryobi versus Milwaukee or whatever. Both tools will get the job done 99% of the time, but a Ryobi's not going to usually take the beating. Milwaukee will, or a cheap tool versus a higher
Yeah.
end. You know.
Yeah, and like, Ryobi's just always done so well for me, but I realize that there's jobs in the world that they just can't perform at, you know?
Oh,
So
I'm still
like,
buying them. I mean, if you work in a shop and you're pretty easy on your tools, like most woodworking is, Ryobi's not bad.
well, I mean, I'm not even easy on them.
Yeah.
They just they've held up, and I had more issues with Milwaukee and their batteries than I like. I really do think Ryobi has the most superior battery.
You just don't like the fanboys of Milwaukee. That's really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that gets a little. Miss Carol, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a good weekend, and if you're a mother, happy Mother's Day.
I got to wrap gifts tonight.
Gotta get gifts. Make.
No, I didn't make nothing for them this year. But my kids, let's see, what's my wife getting this year? A pillow,
Oh, it's Jamie.
uh, pillow, and a coffee mug.
There you go.
And I got her a pan. It's gonna be a pretty shiesty Mother's Day this year, but
I got so I'm gonna get my mom a card,
I'm gonna call my mom.
and then for my wife I got her Roundup, and
Like the spray.
yeah, and I'm gonna hang a ceiling fan in our bedroom tomorrow. So that's what she asked for.
She asked for weed killer.
Yeah,
Hey, priorities. She just wants to get out of the house away from the kids for a while.
yeah, 100%. So that's Jamie. She changed her YouTube name. Good to see you, and happy Mother's Day for tomorrow. I hope you
Is
have a
that
good day.
the
Princess
mechanic?
Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Miss Carol now.
Well, tools and trash,
He bailed on us.
I actually was I was kind of thinking both of you were going to.
Well, I knew I was going to be late. I knew I'd be late before immediately when I said yes, because I'm just late everywhere.
Fashionably late.
Yeah. Don't you know the world runs on my time? What's funny is my youngest daughter. It must be genetic because she's the same way. She will take her time walking, just mosey on by, not in a rush for nobody.
Well, that's how you guys are down there, right? You just kind of meander around.
It's like you're either that or you're the opposite. And the two do not mix well.
Well, I was going to say I never met a fast talking Texan, but
Well, maybe not compared to you, but for down here, there's faster.
They should have talking draws instead of gun draws.
What's funny is a lot of my TikTok videos, I can speed up my voice by, it's like 1.08, like just almost times 2, and I just sound normal.
No, I do remember you saying that, like, like sometimes you'd speed up the speech in your video just.
Yeah. I don't realize it, It's just the way I am.
I mean, I feel like I'm like compared to Junk from work or something. I feel like I'm a slow talker because that guy's like a mile a minute.
Well, he's Canadian. He doesn't count.
Yeah, well, I guess we're representing. Jamie's in PA now, and she'll be in Texas in a couple of weeks. I wanted to show you something. because I like to do these show and tells on here. But so I've been on eBay because I thought it would be in. Have you ever heard of like Montgomery Ward's
Yeah.
and like J.C. Penney's? So they had their own like tool brands,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of wanted to do like a history of, because a lot of their stuff was made in USA and also made by like companies like Williams and her brand and a couple other ones. And but the one, so I've been on there looking at ratchets and stuff because they're fairly inexpensive stuff to
Yeah.
purchase. But I found this kit.
I got 2 of those.
Yeah, it's a benzomatic or burnzomatic. Like
Oh,
the
okay. I don't have that brand, but I have the metal case with all the bits in it, just like those.
yeah, and it like the torches you use, like map gas and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, for $20, it's pretty neat. It's made in Taiwan, which like people say stuff like that, but to me that goes over my head because this day and age, it's like I don't know. But there's a bunch of companies like this Industro Select stuff, which was USA, and I think they made a lot of the Powercraft. And then I've been looking for. We have these stores around here, and I think I'm going to do a video, but they're called Busy Beaver, and it's like a True Value, but they used to have these it's copper tools,
Hmm.
and they're it's made in USA hammer, and I have like a 22-ounce one also, but I was gonna do like a walkthrough of the store because they kind of went away, and then they've made a little bit of a comeback here in Pittsburgh. So I'm
Yeah, I've
just
never
not
even
good
heard
at
of it.
those walkthroughs. I'm not. Uh, I see people on making videos on their cameras in public, and I'm like, you know, fucking weirdo.
Just just walk through with your phone. What I would do when I like did Harbor Freighter, like my Northern Tools, I think was the biggest one I ever did. I just walk through, and if I go down an aisle, I can't do it when somebody's there. It does make me feel awkward too. But I would just walk down an aisle, and I'd walk down fast, and I'd slow the video down a little bit, uh, and then just voice it over because I don't think I could sit there and talk about.
No, that's the only way I'm gonna do is be able to voice over. I figured like I'll do that store, but there's plenty of people doing the old Home Depot and Lowe's and all that. And now that I've finished work, I didn't finish on the clock. I'm gonna put stuff away and get ready to leave. Miss Carol doesn't stay anywhere very long. I swear she must pass herself. She's going all over the world. Ain't that the truth? Her brand is Canadian. I actually have. Let me go through here real quick, but I do have a her brand ratchet that is. This is the one of the Williams one I picked up, which I don't know if it'll show up, but
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Little
How has
thing.
SK been doing? I have not kept up, but since Work Pro or whatever, Greystar bought SK, are they shitty now, or are they keeping up?
I honestly don't. I'm not a mechanic, so like this is just me doing something for fun. I thought it would be like an actual educational video on my channel.
Yeah.
SK did go to Canada, but that was also one of the brands that made Powercraft. So here's a Powercraft ratchet. So that's like Montgomery Ward's. That was their bread and butter lineup. But the handle grip, it's like this Tootsie Roll, and if you look at it, it just looks like a hard plastic or something.
Yeah.
It's like an offset soft grip, and it's actually really, really comfortable. But here is, I'm going to try and get the show up on camera. Probably not. But this is her brand, and it says her brand USA.
My favorite ratchets I've got are still the Steelman Pro, the beast one that nobody can buy anymore.
Yeah, no, they made good stuff. Are they still on Amazon and stuff?
I assume so. I haven't kept up with anything new by them. But I got that. I got 2 old protos that I always reach for. And honestly, one of my favorites is still my Harbor Freight with the swivel head. The 3/8 with the swivel head.
Yeah.
Still my go-to. I love that damn thing.
Is it the Pittsburgh?
Yeah. I think I actually got it. Right.
I bought the Tecton version off of Amazon, and it was like,
yeah, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
still one of my favorite ratchets, man.
That and I did just for fun. I bought this today.
The gold ratchet. Dude, I can't believe how many people went crazy over that damn thing, man. I still see people sometimes talk about it.
I don't know why, but so like I went in and I'm like, just for fun, you know, it would be funny to buy. And I go up to the counter and they knocked 20 or 25 bucks off the price. So they obviously aren't selling, you know.
Yeah.
Because it brought it lower than their regular 3/8 ratchet.
I would like you to just use the dog shit out of there.
That's what I'm going to do, yeah. I mean, that's what you buy tools to do, right? I'll use it as a hammer. What is the point? I honestly don't know the point of it.
Just to say you have a golden ratchet, I guess.
But
I mean, I can get some spray paint that looks pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and you made me buy a tool, you fucker.
I did?
Hell yeah, you did. I think you posted it on a TikTok, but these little bastards.
Fuck yeah, dude. Man, Knipex sent me my first ever Knipex tool, and they have definitely made their money back from sending me those tools because I've bought quite a few now.
I mean, honestly, so I'm like, this is just a regular pair of crescent channel lock type wrenches or pliers, right? And these are crescent also, and I actually like these. I got these at Ross's for like $8.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go look at the quality of channel lock now,
yeah, I haven't bought anything new from them for years.
No, and like my old stuff's good, but I have the Cobras, and I have these now, and you can't beat it.
No,
just well engineered, and I really this is what sold me because, you know, I guess these are like the only purposeful slip joints I've ever seen in this style.
Well, have you seen how much van pliers are being sold for now?
No, that's one brand I
never. God, it's ridiculous. I think it's like $50 for a pair of their pliers.
That's crazy. I'm about to purchase a lot of Harbor Freight to fill up my truck toolbox because daily driving, in 1987, who knows? Yeah, and honestly, like, now that I'm going into Harbor Freight every once in a while, they have a nice selection of stuff. It's not my favorite, but you know, how much did you pay for that Icon ratchet? I paid. I'm not going to show you the receipt, but
$45, probably.
Yes, $45.99.
Still got it.
20% off. And then I bought their 12-volt 3/8 ratchet to do for a video, and I got 10% off of that. And then I just recently did a homeowner toolkit off of Amazon for $60, but I figured I'd compare it to the Pittsburgh because this has a pair of vice grips in it, which
Oh
really,
my!
you
I'll
know,
be
and
interested to see how those do.
yeah, and like that homeowner toolkit off Amazon, the one that's pre-made, I've been using it exclusively at work for the past week to see how often I had to go into like my regular bag. And meanwhile, that's overkill because I do beyond what a normal DIY homeowner guy would do, or girl. But the only thing I've used so far is a non-contact voltage tester. So
That
they're
came
not the,
in
the
in a toolkit.
yeah, they're not the best tools, but they're getting done what they need to get done. So we got Sergeant Joe Smith in the house. Well, they
Oh, Joe
yeah,
Smith, man.
the Icon Gold Ratchet, as far as I'm concerned, is a lifetime. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, lifetime guarantee stamped on the back.
Trying to think what the last nice tool I bought was. It might have been the twin grips.
Is that this thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. And like that's the other thing about Nipex is like they are a little expensive, but you're not breaking the bank on them.
that and their needle nose.
Oh, those comfort grips are the best.
Well, the reason, and I searched, and I probably spent way too much money, but I cannot find another brand that has needle nose this big that come to such a fine point,
Yeah.
and they're just great.
Yeah,
These are only maybe 25 to 28 or something like that.
are those the ones that were on the videos that were showing the bite of them, like picking up pennies and stuff?
Maybe, I don't know.
That was like
I think pretty much what I've seen is almost any decent plier can do stuff like that. So it's kind of just a marketing thing, I think.
I'll buy a golden ratchet and give it to employee of the year.
That's your retirement ratchet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it in my attic and give it to myself when I retire. Zaphael says, "You have employees like the girls in the bikinis on your commercial."
I gotta go find some old channels and catch up and see what everybody's up to, man. Like the Dented Tools, I haven't even watched him, and I can't even tell you last time I saw a video from him.
I've caught a few of his live streams, and I did.
He still does them every Sunday.
Yeah, Sundays, and I caught a few of his videos recently that piqued my interest, and you know, there's still a whole set of people that complain about it, but me personally, I think he has some nice. That's what I love about YouTube is it's like going on Amazon and trying to buy a tool. How many reviews do you don't look at the positive reviews, you look for the first negative one, and usually it's a guy that's like, this tool's not a bad tool, but it doesn't work for this reason. You're like, well, that's exactly why I would want to buy that.
Yeah.
So like, when you search YouTube for tools and stuff, it's good to have a bunch of different opinions.
Hey, I just thought of the last tool I bought. You're gonna like this. Let me see if I can unplug it so it's easier to pull up.
Oh, Work Pro. Little
just a little I don't know, 2-gallon shop vac.
Yeah, they call it I forget.
I still like Work Pro shit, man. And their Duratech stuff, like they've come out with some new wrenches that are pretty damn decent, man.
Well, I think they bought SK and does that mean that
Duratech is SK now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, not that, but like I mean, and they have they have Jorgensen,
Mm-hmm.
which makes like they have
Dude,
a
they
lot.
stepped up their clamps too. Whoever, because for the longest time I was buying Irwin clamps. They were the best F clamps I could find. Squeeze clamps. I'm not a big squeeze clamp fan for the most part, but
Well, you're an actual woodworker. I'm a
yeah, they're good for like holding something in place while you're working on something.
yeah, exactly.
But I did a video because I've got probably 8 different brands of F clamps here, and so these ones are the best damn F clamp I've found.
Those are
Now,
beefy.
yeah, they are. They're beefy as shit. But what I found is now Pony is selling these because Irwin got out of Lowe's. Pony went into Lowe's,
Now I
and it's
saw that.
the same brand and everything, man, and they're awesome.
So you do like the pony ones?
Yeah, I mean I don't have any, but looking at the store, they're the exact same. I do have some of their 24-inch parallel clamps I bought during Christmas, and at work I have Bora parallel clamps, and the Pony ones blow the Boras out of the water. I can watch some of Bear's video. I quit watching his live streams a long time ago. Couldn't stand that stupid cowbell. Oh man, I forgot about that damn thing. They're still doing the cowbell.
I'll be honest. The last few lives I've been into, I haven't heard it, even with super chats. I don't think they actually do it anymore.
I still talk to him offline every now and then.
Yeah, I mean that's another great thing about him is he's accessible. Like if you have a question or something, kind of like Brad's workbench, you know.
I gotta fuck with him about the cowbell though. I'm bringing the cowbell back.
Didn't you send that to him or someone did?
I sent him a replacement with my sticker on it or something just to get my name out there more.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Tools and Trash must have got hammered drunk. Do you remember? No, I'm just joking. Do you remember Jared Milky Way?
Sorry.
Jared Milky Way?
Yeah, what's he up to now?
He has like 20 kids, but I remember when he made those videos of like channel surfing and he did all of us.
He'd fuck with us, yeah.
Those are funny.
Yeah. Man,
he fell asleep on a live stream with me.
What's that?
He fell asleep on a live stream with me once.
Is what's the guy? Client Graphics, is he still making videos?
He disappeared. I reached out to him probably like 2 years ago. Just said Merry Christmas or something like that. Never heard back. But I do remember I was talking to. I went on BS Small Engines Live. It was probably like a long time ago, a couple months, maybe a year. But we were talking about that, and I do recall him saying like, you know, YouTube was just something for fun, and one day he'll, you know, he's just gonna.
I still make money from my YouTube. So.
Oh yeah, like he's up to 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and his videos should still be getting views because it's not like he only like. That was one problem I ran into, was when I made a lot of my big quick money off all them stupid coupon videos, man. Like, man, them things paid. But 2 years later, I'm still making $100 a month from reviews I did years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it adds up like, I think about made $3,000 last year and posted one video.
That's
so it's something.
That is something. Junk from Work, he deleted all of his content off his channel.
Oh, see, I'll never do that.
I mean, he said that since he wasn't doing the job that he used to do, he didn't feel right leaving it up. I don't mean to like throw that out there, but I I can see where he's coming from.
I get it, and I kind of feel the same way. You know, I started my channel mainly focused on electrical tools, but it's gonna shift because that's not what I use daily anymore.
Right, right, and
And
I could see him making a nice comeback. But um, I don't know. Like I liked his teardown videos and stuff, and
yeah,
I actually went to go watch a few one day. Like, where the fuck's your channel, man? And it was gone.
well, and that's the thing is, no matter what, at the bare minimum, any of us can just call ourselves a DIYer.
Yeah,
Just call yourself a DIYer and fuck around in your shop, man.
I mean that's kind of what my channel is geared to. Is like I'm a maintenance guy, but I try to help out homeowners more
Yeah,
or less. Um, because when I bought my house, that's when you just learn, or even if you rent, you just learn how to fix shit.
yeah.
And you do projects. Dan McKevitt's the bagel man. More bagel content.
I got to go make sure he still has his content up.
I think he does. Last time I
Yeah.
went there, I think his last two videos, or at least last is close to, were the Work Pro Impact Driver.
Yeah, I remember the Work Pro Impact Driver.
Junk could not make this live stream, but I think we'll get him on here. It'd be nice to do this every couple of months,
Every now and then.
Yeah, catch
I
up.
tried to hop on a couple live streams on TikTok, and I don't know, it didn't flow as well for me. I think it's TikTok throws out your live stream to a broader audience, so there's a lot of people that just come in there talking shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's TikTok to me is very, very strange. Like,
dude, I've seen some people, and especially because people are so forthcoming with their emotions nowadays. Like, it's like, why did you even get on social media? Like, you gotta have some self-confidence to start on social media, at least enough to say, fuck you, I don't care what you're saying about me.
yeah, you got to take a beating.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. And like, honestly, like, BW's Electronics, Sergeant Joe Smith, Dan McKevitt's, a lot of these guys in here, I'll post videos and they add to what I didn't know, and I'm fine with that. That's great. That's exactly what I want. People to, I'm fine with being enlightened, or view things a different way, or see an easier way to do things. And but a lot of people get pissy at that.
Yeah. Did you ever see my TikTok video where I took a pneumatic sprayer and I put a mason jar on it?
Yeah, I did see that. And then I read that whole thread of that guy.
Everybody just talking about, why don't you use the metal can? Just use the metal can, you fucking idiot. It's got a can on it. Like, that's like 80% of the comments were that.
Like, some of us like to tinker with things and see how they work out,
Well, I mean, and I answer, if people asked the question, hey, why didn't you just use the metal can? Or they didn't come across as a dick, I explained it to them. Mason jars have airtight lids. I can swap out finishes real quick. It takes 2 seconds to clean it. And, but the people that just came off as dicks, I just fucked with them right back. It's like just because you don't understand it don't mean it's wrong.
Well, most of the people on TikTok, YouTube, all those platforms, like, they must not have a day job or something, because if they got that much time to sit around critique other people,
oh yeah,
like, there's a lot of I don't know. I think I've sort of shifted out of the tool community, which I'm just doing my own thing, but there's still a lot of stuff going on there that's like, You get to a certain age and it's like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's almost a good thing if you're putting out content regularly and you're trying to make a run at something. I think it's almost good not to watch other people's stuff. You know,
That,
just run your own race, basically.
yeah, that or, um, like I mentioned earlier, like where I said I've seen a few channels take my old content that, I didn't do a good job on it because I was fresh and they took the time to just whoosh, make it better. But then I went off of that exact video, didn't copy it verbatim, but the idea behind it. So I basically remade my video and put it back out a little bit better.
Well, shit. I mean, we've all been on here long enough that, like, I could probably do a new top 5 tools at Harbor Freight
Yep.
and come up with new ones. Or I've thought about going back and revisiting some of my opinions then and
Yeah,
seeing if they've changed or how I still feel about shit or stuff like that.
I don't see a lot of channels do that. They just kind of do something and then they move on from it.
Yeah.
And like, what's the one channel that really gets me going?
Have you watched Wrangler Star lately? That guy has gone fucking crazy.
I'll be honest, I love it though, because
He talked. Last video I saw from him, he was grounding his body and his bed to the ground with copper wire.
no, I mean, so like he's another guy, like he has followers and he has an ego for sure,
Oh, yeah.
but he is very knowledgeable about things, like but he always goes into my granddad this or granddad that. I do enjoy his content and some of his messages, but like at the same time, he's wearing like, $500 pairs of pants, or like, like vocally he can get in the mindset of people like us, but presentation wise, he's building a home off grid mansion, like,
Yeah.
which good for him. That's fine.
And I don't even mind that. It's all of his.
I think he's just like, he doesn't have like a good grasp of actual reality.
That sounds like he's preparing for the next Civil War. Is what. I think another video I saw him making spikes you can throw down out of hog fencing or something like that, like the little triangle spike things that James Bond dumps out of the back of his car. Shit, it's I think he's lost it a little bit, man.
Oh, he for sure has. He's but like it's almost fun to watch, right? Like
I was about to say, if you haven't watched Wrangler Star in a long time, BWS, just go after this, go check him out, and you'll either be stunned or you'll just find it hilarious.
Yeah, he's not the guy that just was sitting in his workshop, doing stuff.
He does have some nice. He has a very nice armory. We'll say that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like what he's all about and his messages and stuff. And to be honest with you, though, I'm surprised. Like, he's smart. He doesn't get censored. And like the videos of the he's preparing for the end of the world. He's preparing for a revolt, and it might happen. I mean, it might. I don't know, but
I mean, a comet might hit the Earth when we end this live stream, and we all die too.
Yeah, I can maybe.
At some point, you got to play the odds here.
Yeah, I can maybe walk out of this room and get hit by a bus in my basement. I mean, the odds are very unlikely, but it could happen. I'm gonna take a piss real quick. I'll be.
Oh, I get to entertain people.
Yeah,
I'm not a good main character.
You are. You just don't know it.
Oh, the camera's falling.
Oh gosh.
I see you. Got all that fancy equipment backfired on your ass.
Stop. Wait, there we go.
Does that make it stop?
Look at that.
Man, I ain't even got equipment like that. I couldn't even get headphones to start the live off. All right, what do we got here? Who's in the chat? Zafael, Joe Smith, BWS. Face crap? Oh, God. The only reason I have a Facebook account is to post some of my business stuff because old people have money, and they're mainly the people that buy my shit. Older people than me, because now I'm considered old now, too. But yeah, I can tap into local people easier on Facebook. That's about the only good thing about it. I just looked. I'd forgotten I was on the Bears Discord server. I still don't. I haven't figured out Discord at all. I did shut down. Well, you were on my what's it called? Where people give you money. Patreon. I shut down my Patreon because I just wasn't posting enough content to feel right about it. But I still keep up with a lot of y'all.
Right. Focus back to me. Over here. Now stop.
What do you got there? What kind of equipment you got there? Tell me about this following you thing.
I bought this. It's called OBSBOT. OBSBot. It was like I don't know how much originally it goes for, but it was on like a lightning deal type thing on Amazon. It was 4K and it follows you around and stuff. I didn't even know it followed you around. I just thought it was a 4K camera.
Yeah.
And then I opened it up and it had this card and it's like, you can use hand signals to do things.
Huh.
I think. Okay, no, I didn't do anything there.
Is it expensive?
It was a little pricey.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be great for my live streams, but it doesn't really come into play. So
unless you're going to take a piss. Well, see, at the place I work, I struck a deal to where I make videos for them sometimes. When I feel like it, when we're doing something cool or whatever, and I get paid a little commission for it. But I was just thinking, if I had something like that, I could just fucking set it up and do my whole process instead of moving the camera all the time.
Right. Yeah. It's like for us smaller guys having like it's almost like having a cameraman,
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't mind throwing up signals and stuff. Where did I put?
I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, in my little workshop, I could put the camera in the corner and pan it, and you can see everything I was doing.
Well, you can even, I think.
Hey man, you're gonna get blocked off of YouTube doing them hands.
There's a way to like, I don't know, make it zoom in and stuff, but you can throw up hand signals and it'll zoom in on you. The only thing you can't do though is like move, like it has to do with your face. It's like you can't have it follow your hands, which I think would make it a lot better.
That would be cool since you mainly do tool shit,
Yeah, and like
hold the tool by your face the whole time while you're drilling a board.
Yeah, this tool here. But yeah, that was my original idea for it, and then I thought since it moved, it'd be awesome for like the tool test live streams, but it follows your face, so it rendered that useless. I'm looking for my spitter.
I thought you could swallow that stuff.
You can, but I spit. I don't swallow.
Give you heartburn, probably.
No, it doesn't. I just There we go. It just like it gets so much saliva sometimes. It's like he got burnt out by the Forest Service over some woke crap, and it twisted him up. People that get chewed up by the machine realize how vulnerable we all are. Sometimes go on a tilt, and I agree with that too. Though the
Getting chewed up by the machine. That's a line I felt. Every
yeah,
time I had a kid, I got laid off like 2 months before.
and also like with stepping on eggshells when you talk to people now. I always feel like, like humor's lost on,
Yeah,
like you and I grew up probably calling everything gay. That's gay, this is gay, you know,
people
or
just people just care too much about other people, I think, and what other people think of them, and it's like the world just got so involved in teaching acceptance for everything that we forgot to teach self-confidence, to not care if somebody doesn't accept you.
right. On the flip side though, one thing I will say that changed like between our generation and that like our kids is this online bullying, all that shit. Even if you're not online, it still can happen behind your back.
Yeah.
And like my daughter knows, like I do YouTube, and she's like, "Well, do people say mean stuff to you?" And like, honestly, not a lot on my channel, but there's definitely people who are like, "You're an idiot," or this or that. She's like, "Well, what do you do?" And I'm like, they can think what I don't know them, unless if it's coming from someone that I know. Like if you called me an idiot or something, I'd be like, well, what makes you think that? And we would have a conversation about it. But
Yeah.
received, Brad. I received
I saw that. That made me chuckle.
repeat boxes in the hen house. This thing,
Now I
like,
get what you're saying. Like my oldest is 7 years old, and I think it was last year she got into, like, I can see my oldest being a mean girl. Remember the movie Mean Girls? Like, she's the sweetest girl, but she's also the meanest girl at the same time. And she's getting better. But
mean or like manipulative?
uh, she's
I,
like a
I
bully.
guess they go hand in
She's
hand,
almost like a
right?
girl bully. Like she's
Yeah,
not punching kids, but she's the you can't play with us.
right.
She's one of those. But then when the shit gets pulled on her, oh, then her feelings are hurt. Now that was last year. This year it seems to have gotten better, but I just it's difficult because you can't force them. You can just give them advice, and that's it. And they got to handle that shit on their own to an extent.
Yeah, as they get older, like the whole as a parent, it's a crazy balance because like you got to protect them, but at the same time you got to let them experience life and fall down. And it's tough to see, but like it's just what happens, and it'll build character in them eventually. Especially wealthy people who aren't used to it. He probably has never been treated that way before. Well, one thing about Wrangler Star too, and like he's from like Oregon, which is like probably one of the most hippiest states ever. And I think he lived there like his whole life. So like he's kind of that type of mindset, but then he went kind of crazy.
I wonder if it's just if he just did like one prepper type video and it took off, so he just fucking went full bore because he just wanted to keep getting the views type thing.
I think so. Like
Because at that point, you're depending on your shit to make a living and make a good living with all the shit he's got.
I remember where I can't remember where I heard this. I don't know if it was AVE, but I do feel like
Oh, I gotta check him out again too. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I feel like AVE and Wrangler Star are kind of what would you call them?
Polar opposites.
They're polar opposites, but they're in the same space, you know. But if you notice, AVE, he doesn't have his sub count up on his channel. Wrangler Star does though, you know. That's that whole um uh,
It's an ego thing or a popularity contest almost.
right. And like, you know, AVE, I think he just a lot of people call AVE a idiot, and I agree he doesn't like, you know, he doesn't know all of his shit, but he's pretty darn informative about a lot of things too. And I did want to show you this one tool. It's a pen craft, so this was like a JC Penney,
Yeah.
but it's a nut driver, but it's like adjustable, so you can get onto different.
It's like the original Gator grip.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like these, but all in one.
Does it work though?
It does. The only thing, so like the first nut I used it on, it clamped well and it like didn't let go, but the head's so thick that I didn't have the clearance to turn it. So you
Yeah.
know, it's more for like an open space type thing. I can't believe they are censoring the internet, a place where you can block anyone. It's not the same as face to face harassment. Even that is something people used to have to figure out. I agree. Um, like I've noticed personally, YouTube's becoming a lot more censored in stuff that you could put up before, but you can't now. The best thing that can happen is they learn what it means to fail. Kids today are so protected. They don't know what it is to have to pick yourself up and learn from it and move on. I left the volunteer fire department after that, though called them a few months ago, and then seen guy passed out on side of road down street from shop. That was in video I posted. Maybe, but he's been really pushing it. He flat out told people to do illegal stuff. He winked at the camera while saying it'd be a shame if someone did this. I did see that actually, I think on a few of his videos, but I don't
Is
know.
that with
Like,
the robot dogs?
robot dogs?
I saw, and this was a TikTok, so I'm guessing his TikToks are just short clips of. Oh, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing his TikToks are just short clips of his YouTube videos. But you know the robot dogs with the 4 legs that look retarded walking around.
Yeah.
He did a video on how you could disable them, and the whole time he's like, it'd be a shame if somebody shot this area with a paintball gun, or, you know, disabled the camera lens, or I don't know.
See, did you use the word retarded there?
Oh, I don't give a shit, man.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's something where people, it's like I don't call those. That's not a
I
word.
call my
you call
daughter a
people.
retard when she's being a retard. I mean,
Yeah, I use it. It's just in my language. I mean, that's retarded. It means nothing.
at least we're not saying bruh every other word.
Yeah.
My daughter said it the other day. I stopped everything. Brought the whole house to a halt. I said, absolutely not.
Not in this fucking house, you don't.
Say shit, fuck, damn, piss, hell, all you want in this house, but leave the bruh outside, okay?
And it's even weirder, like when girls say that too. You know.
It's even weirder when a guy says it to a girl.
Yes. Well, again, those lines of what a guy and a girl is are a little blurred today, so you know it's
Yeah, I was with my daughter at the playground, and there were some kids probably around her age, maybe a little older, and I was just following her around at a distance, you know, just where I keep an eye on her. And they said something to me, and they said, "Hey, bro." I just looked at them. I was like, "You mean sir?" And they're just staring at me, and I'm like what? I was like, "You mean sir?" And then they just scurried off. I'm like, "I'm not your friend, man. I'm not your pal. Get the fuck away from me, you little shit. I'm officially old now." That's what it's come down to.
Retard is offensive to people like Power Stroke Jude. I don't get that reference, but and you know the funny thing about Wrangler Star too that I'll point out is how many years has he said he's done with YouTube? He's afraid he's gonna get kicked off. He's moving to this network, that network. But if he left, where's his money?
You know what? My thing is, anybody that's actually ever left YouTube that I've seen never made a video saying they were leaving YouTube. They just left.
Yeah.
You know?
I tried to do that once, remember? And then I came back like 2 weeks later.
And honestly, that's why I'm hesitant to even make a video that says, "Hey, I've been busy, I'm back, I want to do this," because as soon as I make that video, I'm probably not going to make another video for 3 months or 4 months. So I kind of just want to throw out a video and say, you know, normal whatever I said, intro thing, and just get into it and not even explain shit. Not even tell me what I'm doing.
Well, that's like when I first started YouTube, I didn't bother with thumbnails and stuff. I was like, you know, and people have these intros and stuff, like not just short little ones. It was like a long.
I had a long intro.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, it's 15 to 20 seconds.
Oh, really?
I've had a few different ones, so they've kind of evolved over the years. I think my last one was that MMA fighter saying something about not apologizing to people.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. But
yeah.
that was a shorter one, though.
Yeah.
That was like,
I mean, it just kind of evolved.
But
like, if I was to do a video now, I don't even think I would do an intro because everybody's they want the video.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. So, like, I just always just start off into my thing, you know, and no thumbnail, but that thumbnail helps a lot. It does.
The thumbnail is the most important part of YouTube, in my opinion.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that I am a little proud of is, so a lot of channels like yours might, I don't know what yours is, but like, a lot of channels usually 90 to like 95% of people watching aren't subscribed, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of my videos are like 25% are return viewers, and I've set That's so good. Like mine's a very slow growing channel, but and some people look at that as a bad thing, but I like that.
Yeah,
that just means I'm getting, you know. And like I've met so many cool people, and I talk to so many cool people that like it's, you know, like a nice little community hangout thing.
Yeah, and honestly, like when my channel started to build up, I don't know what video did it. It was the planer review, and then a couple Harbor Freight reviews kind of took off, and it was just a matter of, you know, the right thumbnail with the good enough video to keep you watching long enough, and you just kind of get lucky. You get lucky that the video gets in front of the right people, and the right people have the time to sit down and want to watch what you're talking about. And if it happens and you've already got a library of content built up, people are like, "Oh yeah, this guy looks pretty cool." I mean, I still have people, new subscribers, subscribing to my channel. I haven't put out a video in a couple of years, really. And
yeah, but you have all that
plenty of shit for them to watch, you know.
Yeah.
Not that it's, you know, the first 100 videos are absolute garbage.
I'm still waiting. I've made 300 and some videos, and I'm still waiting for one to take off. So.
But you didn't fuck with thumbnails for a long time, man.
No, I didn't. And like now I'm I'm adding end screens and cards, and then when I do those videos, I go to those videos and do the thumbnails and the shit, and then it's just like slowly I'll get around to that. But
I'm curious how many videos I've made.
I think Rumble has a chance. That's where I go for my political shows, less censorship. Yeah, Rumble and Truth. I remember you dancing in a hard hat.
What?
Was that you, Brad?
Dance? Oh yeah, the video. Yeah, McKay has seen probably every one of my little intros.
Oh yeah, Dan's been around, man. He's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Except when you invite him on for a live stream and he just doesn't show up.
I still check in with him every now and then. I remember
Mark C, what's going on?
Mark C.
I keep thinking about doing something. When I was on Google Plus, I had over 7,000 followers when they shut down. Should definitely do something.
What's Google Plus? Is that like another? Is that a social media?
Maybe that was like pre YouTube.
I mean, YouTube's been around for a long time.
You know, the funny thing is like I literally didn't watch YouTube until a month before I put my channel out because
yeah.
I got so into it and like watching people. And like I just hopped on there one day and like AVE came up and then Mike's Tool Shed.
Mike's Tool Shed is what got me watching tool videos. I looked up some tool to see if I wanted to buy it and happened to stumble upon him. And that led me into Hard Knocks, Jeff Parker. I still talk to Hard Knocks every now and then.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and but like Mike's Tool Shed, like his reviews are really good. Like they're very informative. Like he picks a tool and he does it, you know. But like also you feel like you're there hanging out with him.
Yeah.
You know, talking tools.
He's not talking to you. He's not talking at you.
Right. He's just like there being Mike's Tool Shed.
I see guys like that, and I never had the ability. I did it in my first few videos, but they didn't do very well because I tend to ramble. So I've got to be able to cut out sections of my commentary where I get distracted, you know.
Yeah. I have a few videos that I have one that it's how to cut a new key, you know. And that gets like 400 views a day now. But I have like 4 comments on there that just say, "Man, you talk too much." But it's like you're trying to pack all this information in and make it watchable, but some things there's just so much.
Yeah. And you know, that's one thing TikTok has made me better at is I've gotten to the point where I'll cut down stuff. And in my mind, I'll say, if somebody wants to know that, they'll ask me. They'll ask me in a comment.
I got to get to that point.
Yeah.
And literally, until you just said that, I never even thought about that.
It's tough because then you got to decide what's important enough to talk about on camera and what do you cut for somebody to ask you if they want to. And then sometimes you cut important information to make people ask you the questions and get the comments.
Right. Yeah, that's
just playing the game, though. That's not being a good tool reviewer or a good content creator. That's just playing the game.
I tell people all the time, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm far from it. This guy's garage is pissed, but they should in the process of succession already. This guy's garage has built up his channel very well.
Yeah.
I think he hit 10 million views. He's at maybe about 40,000 subscribers now.
Damn.
And like that's all like within like the last year or two.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And
saying. You get a few videos take off, and you keep riding that wave.
yeah, man, and that's, a lot of guys like you that, like, you came up before me, but I view you as, I've talked to you when I came up, and Junk from Work and those guys, and a lot of you guys aren't on here right now, so I turned to him for some advice. And the other guy I ask is me again, Dave, because he watches um, a good bit of my videos, and I trust his judgment to not BS me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I want to see Neil dance moves. Maybe PSRHK slap video would be okay. I don't know what that is. What's a PSRHK slap video?
No idea. No idea.
Is that K-pop something?
Mark
People
C
want.
asked if I still had the Pro Stormer ratchet. This was a video that did good for me.
Yeah, it was.
Still going.
I mean, I have the Schlong ratchet,
This long.
but I remember when that thing was like maybe $40, right?
Oh, it was dirt cheap. Yeah, $40 at the most. They actually finally did reach out to me maybe a year ago or so and wanted me to review something. And they gave me like a list of tools, and it was like absolutely nothing I could use. So I was just like, no, there's nothing I want to do a review on right now at all.
There's this one guy actually that because I like to just see these. I mean, actually now they're not even cheap tools on Amazon. They're expensive, but like you review these tools, and I have this guy that would comment on my videos. He's a nice guy, and but he's always say like I just don't know about the battery platform in 10 years. And it's like, well, you're paying for a $40 ratchet.
Yeah.
If you get 3 or 4 years if you get a year out of it, it's worth it. And then finally, so like after a bunch of videos of him saying the same thing, I'm like, well, like, what brands do you like, and what do you do for a living, and this and that? And I never heard back. And then I realized that he actually had like he's posting videos on YouTube. I actually enjoyed the content, but like, you just don't know where some of these. I don't like. I put out a video of this air inflator. It's a portable cordless, and I bought it off Amazon for $50. It came with a 2 amp hour battery, 1 hour charger, and I used it to fill up my van tires, which were like all 20 pounds low. It got through like almost 3 tires, and then I had to recharge it, and then it finished. But it also has an auto shut off. To me, that's like a no-brainer. Just buy it, and if you get a couple of years out of it or whatever,
Well, I mean, and that's like the Ryobi ones I buy that are cheap. I think $30 for the basic one they have.
Yeah,
I'm leaving a tool in a hot car all the time because that's where it goes, is in my wife's car. If it goes, it goes.
Right, yeah.
I'll go buy another one.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying like $50 is something to sneeze at, but that's not a bad deal compared
It's
to
not much today. I mean, the way prices are going up for fucking everything, man. Hey, because I'm gonna have to get off of here soon, but I wanted to ask you, how are you liking the Skill 12-volt tools? Because I got the next time they go on sale, I'm thinking about picking some up.
Yeah, so I used them for I think about 6 or 7 months at work, and I really like them. The one, I'm not sure if you use a hammer drill often, but they don't have an option. The circ saw is it's really good, but it's not like top of the line quality. It's not like an M12 or anything, but it
Yeah.
it it worked better than the DeWalt 12-volt one.
I'll tell you what got my eye on them. For
And the
one, is the
oscillating
price.
tool is really good too, and
Yeah.
the impact's great.
Well, I want that right angle impact.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
I mean, other than Milwaukee, you can't really find a small, compact version of one cordless for a decent price.
Yeah, one of those that's impacting. You can't. I would say if you're gonna jump on it, I would do that sooner rather than later because I've noticed that particular tool is kind of. I don't know if they make it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I was hoping like. I think whenever I saw you buy the thing on Instagram, I went and looked at it, and I was tempted to buy it, but I'm trying to get myself in buying what I need, not just because I fucking want it.
yeah.
And so I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till probably I think Father's Day might be the next big sale, or maybe they might go on sale when Ryobi Days hits. So I'm gonna wait and see what their prices are then, and if they get low enough, I might jump into that line. But I gotta sell another line. I might sell my heart tools.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Like I used those to review them, got the review done. I really enjoyed them. I sold them, and then I bought into the Metabo lineup because that was another lineup that always intrigued me. But quality wise, you also have to look at it like I think Shervon makes them. So they're like the low end of Shervon. It's Skill, Cobalt, then Flex.
Yeah.
But I mean, even their 20-volt lineup's great, but their 12-volt compete with the DeWalt's.
That's what I have right now is two little 12-volt DeWalt's. I love them at work. I mean, they'll do 80% of what I need, and then I still have my Milwaukee's at work for if I'm driving us through into like hickory or some super hard wood,
Right.
and I need that extra torque. But you can't beat the size of them. They're nice. They're nice to use.
I do. I love 12-volt tools, and that's what I can usually get away with using, like you said. But like right now, I actually I got into the Bosch.
I've always liked the Bosch line.
I like it, but there's just not. But for woodworkers, because they have a little 12-volt router, they have
I've seen
the 12-volt orbital sander's really nice. But for like a maintenance guy, like for me, there's just not enough of a lineup. Even their 18-volt, it's like, oh my gosh! Every time I go into Lowe's because I bought these few tools, the representative is like, if he sees me, he runs over, and I'm like trying to tell him like your 18-volt stuff, like really, you got like that they have that freak impact. I don't like that. I want an impact.
Do you have their 18-volt or only 12-volt?
I just have the 12-volt. I won't go into the 18-volt. I
got their 18-volt angle grinder that I won Christmases ago when they did the thing. I wanted the freak, but they got rid of the freak, and then I wanted the bandsaw, and all the bandsaws are gone.
I remember that. Was it the Starlock one?
No, it's just a shitty cordless angle. Like the tool that I think should not be cordless more than anything is the one that I ended up having to get.
I had a good debate on cordless angle grinders because some guy was like, well, just plug in if you're in the shop. And it's like, yeah, but like they have their purpose, like especially for a maintenance guy. You got to go to some part of the property where you don't want to run 150 just to cut a bolt, but like you're not taking your sawzall out to cut the bolt either. That's the tool you need to use. So
yeah.
like I have a Ryobi one. It's held up, and a 4 amp hour battery will give you like 20 minutes runtime. And I had the brushless Milwaukee one, and it might give you an extra 5 minutes of
Well, I
runtime.
mean, I even have a cordless Ryobi angle grinder just because I have so many Ryobi batteries, but I still have at least 6 corded ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
Well,
you said, there's times if you're just making a cut, or maybe you just got to grind some rust off of something that's going to take 5 minutes. I get it, but it's
I
definitely not one of my top choices.
I think I was gonna make a video about like why I like buying into Ryobi, and the big thing is how many, like 4 times a year they have a deal on batteries, get a free tool, or buy a tool, get free batteries that comes with a charger. And then say like 2 years down the line, you have so many freaking batteries and chargers,
Yeah,
you can package older tools up with a few batteries and a charger, sell them on Facebook Marketplace for like 150, $200, and then you can buy a new upgraded Impact from Ryobi, or like it almost pays for itself. That
I refuse to buy a plain battery.
Yeah, I
It
won't.
doesn't make sense to me.
You don't have to. And then the other thing though I do hate is if tool companies would just make an Impact hammer drill combo for their tool combos, I will pay an extra $40 for it to be a hammer drill. I don't understand why you give me a drill and then I have to buy a hammer drill.
Man, that would be an AVE video right there. Because what is the big difference? I know how they sound different. Like there's definitely something different in the mechanisms going on there, but in theory they're basically doing the same thing, right? No, a hammer drill's going
Right.
oscillating basically. So no, that's if you could switch out the heads and get a chuck somehow.
But I mean just manufacturers in general, like I mean just give up on like regular drills. They have their purpose. Like sometimes, like I actually prefer drills over impacts most of the time, but when you buy a two tool kit, I would rather have the hammer drill because it can do more. So
I
I'd
actually
rather
don't have a hammer drill.
I'd rather pay a little extra money for that,
Yeah.
than the other way around.
I mean, it makes sense. I just think I've never really had a need for drilling concrete much, and when I have at work, whoever I worked for always had an SDS.
Yeah, I have the SDS also, but like I don't know, like a few times, like I had to like repair some cement steps, concrete steps, and just to put a little wood form in, you know, hammer drill goes in real easy.
Yeah.
Is Facebook Marketplace a good place to sell? I've tried selling tools on Craigslist, not have. I used to sell tools on Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace is good, but two things: you're going to get about 100 messages that says, "Is this available?" and then never hear back. And number two, your price is I mean, you're going to be selling something for like $100, and people be like, "I'll give you 50 cash for it today." And it's like I literally just posted this 30 minutes ago.
I'll tell you, during COVID, I upgraded a lot of my tools.
Yeah,
Man, I cashed in because I guess everybody was getting into DIY. The first wind planer I had, I bought for $250, sold it 2 years later for $200, and bought their newer planer. And it's like
you
can't
can't
beat it.
beat that. Yeah,
I mean, there's I've gotten good deals on Marketplace, and I've also put tools out there that like the Bosch angle grinder. I asked $50 for the angle grinder, battery, charger. Nobody wants it. And I'm not coming less than $50. I'll just keep it for that.
yeah. It's worth that. I don't know. Bill Gates is likely paying pennies on a dollar per acre with tax credits. I'd use
My
Ryobi's
new Lord and Savior.
auction. Insurance bought me new DeWalt tools. DeWalt's, I like their stuff. TmM, could you review buying bulk screws or whatever? Drill or impact is cheap when you compare it to a few packs of pole barn screws. Yeah, no, I mean, like, even what, like decking screws and stuff for like what, 20 bucks a pop there. Spacks are expensive.
Luckily, I work in a wood shop, so we don't
Yeah,
get the big
like,
construction screws, but I got
you know, as a
access to.
maintenance guy, like, I'll have a project and you can only buy a pack of screws, but you don't need that many screws, so you know the rest of them may disappear.
Oh, dude, I just threw it away. I worked at AT&T for a year when I got laid off from the oil field the first time, and I still had almost a small coffee can size of those the gel. Oh, what do you call them? They're gel filled. You put two wires in and then you pinch it. It's for low volt shit. It's like a wire nut for low volt.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I use those all the time.
And what I would do is every night when I came home, I just emptied my pockets into this jar. And after a year, I had a full jar of them, man. Like it's ridiculous. And I just threw them away. I've had this jar for over 5 years.
You should have told me. I would have bought them off you.
I was
Those
just
are useful.
I had gotten the mindset of clearing out some shit that I hadn't used. Now I was just chunking.
The one thing I've noticed, I've been around a lot of low voltage, and like they just wire nut and electrical tape, and the shit just sits out, not in any boxes or anything.
Yeah.
To me, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, low volt. I actually enjoyed working for AT&T. It wasn't a bad job going and installing people's internet and cable and shit. The bad part was how nasty some people's houses were. Because I was in Houston at the time, and oh my god, like there's some houses that just make you gag to walk into.
Oh, I had apartments like that were just I
I'm gonna have to exit with Miss Carol. Miss Carol. I told my wife I'd be on air for an hour.
Well, I appreciate you joining me for 2.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. We'll do it again.
Yeah, and everyone in the chats, I appreciate you joining. I think I'm gonna head out as well.
All right, bud. We'll holler at you next time. Everyone, ciao. See y'all later.
See you, everyone.
Nice seeing
Thanks
some
for
old faces or names.
Yeah, it was great.
All right. Now I got to remember how to exit.
Boom.